Julian told me in November, and I already asked him this, he told me that he feels like he's 50-50 with anyone in division. Do you feel like he's truly 50-50, or do you think he's above that? Like he's the rightful favorite over anybody in the division?
That's ginger ale and cranberry, by the way. But, you know, I mean 50-50 as far as betting, or 50-50 as far as who's actually going to win the fight?
Who's going to win the fight?
I think he's the best junior middleweight in the world. You know, I may be biased, but I honestly do. I mean, you can ask them. That's Dorian Hall, Sylvia Owens, and Brandon Owens. I think he's the best junior middleweight in the world. I mean, I don't think nobody can beat him. I think if I had to rank them, you know, it would be Julian. I got a lot of respect for Lara and Demetrius Andre. I think Jamal's a good fighter. I think Jamal and Jamel are good fighters. Those would be the best five to me. And Vanis and Jamel had a really, really close fight. So, you know, they're about 50-50.
And that fight fell through. You guys wanted that fight.
Listen, it's not that we want to fight. We fight who we gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Trout thing is never personal. Vanis is not personal. If a name get brought up to me, Julian's not a kid. He's 25 years old. He can fight. So I don't have to hide him and move him around. You know, sometimes if I get a call and we got a fight on the books, I'm like, all right, well, we got. That's me.
Yeah, I know.
My aunt lost her phone. But he can fight. He's an all-around fighter. He got a good chin. He can box. You know, he can punch. I don't have to hide him from nobody. So he can fight whoever. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe he's 50-50 with everybody in the division. I think he's the best fighter in the division. I think it's some close, tough fights for him in the division. But I think that he's the best fighter in the division. But it's time we gotta prove it.
If you could send a message to everybody in the division, what's Stephen Breadman Edwards' message to the junior middleweight division?
You know, I don't want to get into that, man. I'm a trainer. I'm not a fighter. So, you know, I got to stay in my place. So I'm not going to be talking shit to other fighters. I believe I got